Hey, this is Red Band coming to you live from Death Squad Studios here in Pasadena, California for a new episode of Pointless. Here's your host, Kevin Pereira.
Oh my God, hello there, boys, girls, and in-betweeners. Welcome to episode number 12 of the Pointless Podcast. You'd think with all the technology we're surrounded by, we could keep count. Wow, what an episode we have for you today. My guests are here. They are seated. They are locked. They are loaded. It smells like maple syrup and sex in here. And we have some stuff to discuss. First and foremost, we probably should reference the Harlem Shake.
Yeah.
Brian, you don't even know what the fuck it is. You've been asleep at the meme wheel.
Well, I heard it's only like a 24-hour thing. It's
been a couple days.
A couple days?
It's been a handful, enough to where Jimmy Fallon and underwater swimmers and everybody has kind of jumped on.
I was going to say it was like the Hanukkah of memes. It was meant to last for one night, and it's now 8 days strong, and I can't stand it.
So what is it? Is it just a dance?
Yeah, it's that song, which is great. It's a good example of trap music that people can actually appreciate by Bauer. And, it started with a couple kids in a dorm room, and one of them started dancing in a motorcycle helmet. Then when the song drops, everybody's dancing half naked, humping laptops upside down against walls. Oh. It's a thing. And then everybody started doing that. Then whole offices are doing it. And I don't know. I'm done with it. And I was done with it by day 2. Yeah. And then people kept releasing them on day 3. And I was like, okay, well, clearly this thing is done. It's still happening.
Oh, no. It's very internet. It's very internet. It's like when everyone started having those weddings where they dance down the aisle.
Right. Once you had one big choreographed
it was like
dance
someone
wedding.
did it. Now it's like every wedding for like 5 months was doing that, and all the YouTube videos that followed.
I'm just waiting for Psy to do his with Tay Zonday in the background singing "Chocolate Rain." Like the internet superstars will get together to do their version.
2014,
of the Harlem
2015,
Shake.
maybe.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really late when that happens.
Put it on the calendars, kids. Another reason to go to those streamies. There's 2 big stories before we hop into the in-depth interview today. One is, of course, this Christopher Dorner character who is running around. If you live in SoCal, you know about it. I'm assuming by now the rest of the country knows about it, right? It's one of those, if it bleeds, it leads, and this story is bleeding left and right. I'm looking around. Nobody's acknowledging.
Yes.
How about sports game? You guys want to talk Super Bowls? How about that Beyonce? Thighs of a god. No, this guy, for those who don't know, 33-year-old, ex-Navy Reserve Lieutenant, ex-LAPD for several years, believes he was wrongfully terminated from the force because he reported a fellow police officer for kicking a suspect that was in handcuffs in the head. There were trials, there were examinations, there were appeals. He feels wronged. He wrote a 12-page manifesto about what is wrong and corrupt with the LAPD, specifically name-checking fellow officers, threatening their families and their kids, and then went on to, I imagine this guy was writing his last letter thinking, okay, I'm saying goodbye to the world and I got to say what I want to say. So he included shout-outs to his favorite comedians. He's included shout-outs to women that he believes are the sexiest on the planet.
That's horrible. It's like I'm murdering people out here, and I want you to know you make me laugh and you give me a boner.
Right. Yeah. And one of the shout-outs was like he was bummed that he's going to miss Hangover 3. Which, I don't know, is that supposed to humanize it a little bit? Is that supposed to, well, he's missing Hangover 3. I will give him this. He was smart enough to say, stop at 3, guys. There should be no Hangover 4. This is in his official manifesto. And clearly, the guy has mental issues. Clearly, he is deranged. Clearly, he is no hero. He's not LL Cool J, Brian. I appreciate that. Case of mistaken identity, which happens. We'll get to very quickly. But clearly, this guy is deranged, and yet Facebook groups are popping up in support of him. Some are calling him a martyr. The anonymous types, not them as a whole, are saying they're glad that someone's finally sticking it to the man.
So stupid.
Ridiculous.
Isn't it innocent people? I was in London, England, so I can confirm that this story did not reach overseas.
Really?
However, you can't be a hero and murder innocent people.
Clearly not. Clearly not. You can though have your manifesto reach the masses by doing that, using that as a catalyst. Unfortunately, and here we are talking about it. Everybody's talking about it.
But I hate that. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
And I'm going to drop a Twix today and end up reading this guy's whole manifesto. And I know I'm going to do it just because Like, I'm so intrigued by it, and it's the worst part.
Well, and I think,
It's exactly what he wants.
It's exactly what he wants. And here's the other thing. The LAPD is not fucking helping their case. The reason I wanted to chat about this was that there was a shooting in Torrance. And if you see the photo of this van or this truck here, the description of the truck at the time was the suspect, the 270-pound black man that is driving this truck. The truck is a gray Titan, Nissan Titan. What you're looking at on your screens, if you're watching the video of this podcast, is a blue, what is it, Tacoma? What is it? It's a completely different ride.
Tacoma.
Yeah,
Toyota
it's a Toyota Tacoma, not a Nissan. It is raspberry fucking blue. It is Blue's Clues blue. There is no mistaking this for a gray truck. And look at how many times he was asked to surrender. Look at how many bullet holes are in this truck. Now, they have not done the official release yet. 7 officers, at a minimum, were involved in this shooting. There were bullets that hit the doors of homes nearby. There were 2 Mexican women inside the truck. 2 Latina women. One was a senior citizen, 67 years old or so. I'm trying to get the report up so I get the ages exact. One was well old. The other was 47.
Were they killed?
71 and 47.
They're
not
alive.
killed.
Okay.
They were delivering newspapers. But I mean, this brings up 1,001 issues here. Like, clearly, these officers made a mistake that should have them, I think, terminated from the force, or it was attempted murder and they should be in jail.
Well, I don't understand. When do police ever just shoot up a car?
When they want to silence an ex-cop, right?
I've seen many movies.
Right.
I've never seen that before, though.
Yeah. You shoot at the helicopter so it crashes and explodes.
Yeah,
that's
that
what you
makes
do.
sense.
You try to take out the pilot.
But the police never just shoot up the truck.
And that's the thing. And everybody's trying to excuse it with, hey, they were under incredible tension. I'm sorry. That's your job. Your job is, unfortunately, in situations like this, to be under incredible tension. But clearly, 2 Latina women, one 71 years old, the other 47. Your suspect is a 270-pound black man. How do you mix that up?
That's what I don't get. That's
You're
what I
clearly
understand.
trying to silence the guy before giving him a chance to surrender.
Yeah, I really don't understand that. They're like, "Is that the cars? That's it. Take out your guns." Bap, 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 bap.
Yeah,
like
did they
right
not
away.
look who's inside before firing?
Yeah, I don't know if
Take
it
a
was
peek?
cowboys wanting to be heroes, or if this was, hey, we're the LAPD, we're going to send a fucking message.
Someone was like,
and we're gonna shut this guy up.
shotgun shooting him. I got him. And they said, "No, me." And it was like
Yeah.
a race to, things got out of hand. Anyways, that's just my
And
theory.
look at the picture. There's like a number of like how many bullets, and this one right here just says 46.
46. Yeah, yeah. I mean, those are evidence markers. That could be a casing. That could be a whole lot of stuff. But yes, clearly shit went awry. That's another thing. Like, come on, LAPD. If you're gonna unload on a fucking truck, get who you're going after.
Right.
Like, so that
That's
was a little
like where
ridiculous.
they're double bad. It actually worked out for the good. They didn't even kill the people inside.
Right. Yeah. Thank God.
Which
Thank
is
God.
bad shooting.
Yeah.
But thankfully a good thing that happened.
And
with
this
it.
wasn't the only case of that. There was another truck that was a black truck. Again, not a gray Nissan, where the cops barreled into it, unloaded on the driver, hoping to catch this guy. So listen, I understand mistakes get made. I make a mistake on my podcast, and I confused last episode Johnny Craig with Craig Owens.
Whoa.
What does that mean? That means I get 3 angry tweets, right? I get somebody who's like, hey, you asshole, you confuse these guys. That's the worst my job gets when I make a mistake. When these guys make a mistake, they make a crazy person's manifesto about, cowboys with guns, about police brutality, about shooting first and asking questions, maybe never. They make it have weight. And so I'm just saying they're not doing themselves any
Did that second shooting, did that
any
person
good
die?
services. No.
Thank God.
Again, thankfully not. And they were like, well, the guy was uninjured. I'm like, they slammed their car into that truck, and then they said that because the airbag...
They rammed it?
They rammed it, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they slammed it right into it, and they said that the airbag was obscuring the driver's face, so they didn't know who was behind it. And I'm like, well, all right, you either wait for it to deflate or just unload an entire magazine into the fucking thing.
They shot at him also?
Yeah, they shot at him as well. So, not helping their case at all.
You want a really fucked up story?
Sure.
This past weekend, we were at the LA Bacon Festival, and trust me, this is on topic. We had this booth with like these little stickers that we were handing out to people, and people would come up and be like, "How do I get a sticker?" And I'm like, "You have to impress me somehow. Show me a skill. Tell me a story.
Show me your
something
belly
interesting.
button.
Yeah, show me your belly button. Give me some of your hair, whatever.
Let me smell your finger."
And one girl comes up and she's like, "Can I have a sticker?" And I was like, "You have to impress me." And she's like, "I don't know how to impress you." I was like, "Tell me a story or something." And she's like, "You know that girl that was killed on Sunday by the ex-cop?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, that was my friend." And I was like, here, have 40 stickers. Please go away.
Have a hoodie and some tissue. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
please go. Like, oh my God.
It was bad.
At the Bacon Fest.
At the Bacon Fest, man.
Downer at the Bacon
Yeah,
Fest.
downer at the Bacon Fest. Is this whole story a downer? Is this the wrong story to kick a podcast off with? Should we talk?
I was
Should we
actually.
talk epic mealtime? I didn't put any thought into this. It was just something that I wanted to chat about. I got a story about homophobia in Wabash Valley. I wanted to talk about that, but
Let's get
maybe we
into,
should save that for the.
Let's get into the homo thing.
You want to hop into that?
Yeah, please.
Where are you guys on a scale of homophobic? From like 1 to, I'll put the tip in just to see how it smells.
One is you would touch a man's penis.
Sure. There's no, this isn't a scientific scale. This is
Yeah, no, I'd say I'm at the lowest end of the homophobia scale.
It's
you
good to
know?
hear.
Yeah, I don't care what you want to do in your own bedroom.
Yeah, I'd let a gay man sit on my lap.
Sure.
Yeah, you know,
Why wouldn't
I'm
you?
that comfortable.
With pants? Without pants or with pants?
Well, I wouldn't let any man sit on my pants. Sit on me
Sit
without
on-
pants.
without pants. Would you feel?
I'd never let another man dress me.
Would you feel obligated to get an erection if he was like, "You don't even find me attractive"?
No.
Wouldn't you
no.
want to just perk it up a little bit just to?
No, but
just give a
I'm
little
not
support?
gay.
Yeah.
I'm not gay, but there's not a doubt in my mind that I couldn't get any of you guys hard if I really tried.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I'm like, I know a dick.
It's
You know, I
fucked
got
up.
one.
You know your way
I've heard
around
him
it.
say that.
Yeah. Like there isn't a guy in the world who I couldn't get erect if I really tried. And I'm not sexy and I'm not gay, but I'll fucking get
Do you ever
your
feel
dick
you're doing
erect.
the world a disservice? Because I'm sure you could suck the hell out of any penis. You know what it requires.
Which guy
you just,
can't,
You
you
just
know?
don't want to. You're not interested in it. Do you ever feel like, man, you've been given a gift?
No, I feel like I'd be such a drag. I'd be such a beard. Listen, I think a beard can ruin a blowjob for sure. It's like the one thing.
Or it can make it. I mean, some people are into the sandpaper bears out there. I'm not judging, but
Am
some
I a
people are
sandpaper
judging.
bear?
You might be. Yes, I think you add that to your AKA list. We'll hop into this story, and then we'll get to stuff that is hopefully going to be lighter fare and perhaps entertaining to the kids out there. But there is the headline here is local students want separate prom that bans gays. And it's wabashvalley.com is running this report. We don't agree to it. It's offensive to us, says Diana Medley. She is she's at the Sullivan First Christian Church, spokesperson there. Now, the reason I'm talking about this story is, yes, we know homophobia exists. We know that there are bigots out there.
Not in Canada.
Really? Not at all?
None.
What's But local man Jim Davis says, hey, we shouldn't be condemning people. That's what judgment is. Christ came to save people, not to condemn them. And while I'm not on the Jesus bandwagon just yet, I'm not entirely sold. I said, at least there's some good guys in this story, right?
Yeah,
there's some
you gotta
in
fight
the town.
church with church.
That's fine. Yeah, crazy with crazy. And he says, quote, love them as a person. You don't have to love what they do because the gays may not love all the mistakes you make. Wait, I'm sorry. And that sort of backhanded support of the cause, you just said that what they're doing is a mistake. These are the heroes of the town who are on the good side of the fight. They're saying they might not love the mistakes that you made. And then another woman in this story says, homosexual students come to me with their problems. I don't agree with them, but I care about them. It's the same thing with my special needs kids. I think God puts everyone in our lives for a reason. This is the special education teacher, Diana Medley, in the town, who doesn't believe anyone is born gay, and she's on the right side of this in the town. These are the positive role models that these poor kids have that are feeling ostracized. They have someone who compares homosexuality with being a special needs child.
I think if boys want to, just go kiss boys.
If you put that on a sticker, I'll show you my belly button for it. If you boys want to, just go kiss some boys. It's fine. It's no big
Whatever.
deal.
That's Canada.
It's wild to me.
That's the Canadian attitude.
I read this and my heart sank because I'm sick and clearly history has shown that when you're on the side of bigotry and segregation on any issue, whether it's interracial marriage or equal rights or equal pay or whatever, you're going to be wrong if you're on the side of keep them separated, keep them segregated. And it breaks my heart to read this story and to know that the people who are on the side for anyone that might be gay or lesbian or transgendered, not that they're going to hear this podcast, but maybe, hopefully, someone will give them a word of encouragement and say, hey, in this case, your special education teacher, she's retarded. She should be wearing a bicycle helmet. If she's saying that your special needs, or if the other guy on your side is saying you're making a mistake, that's fucking bullshit. So, all right.
And I saw
that.
I saw this awesome video. It was a guy who he went in for this, gay marriage rights bill type thing, and he went and he started reading on behalf of why, gay marriage shouldn't happen, and he started to read all the reasons why, and he got halfway through, and he's like, oh no, wait, this is from the 1950s, black and white segregation.
Right.
He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm not prepared. And then he walked out, and it was really just really cool. Just
really
totally,
powerful. I mean, it
awesome.
outlines it right there. The copy and paste, cut and paste your arguments for any of those issues right into this one, and you're on the wrong side of it. Okay, well, hey, for all of you who fast-forwarded past the top of all that bullshit, welcome to the super happy, fun, pointless podcast. It's nothing but sunshine, rainbows, lollipops, and analingus.
Take your dicks out.
Should we play another song? Let's play another
Show me your
song.
dick.
Let's call this the new start of the show. I'm sorry, was I in a bad mood? Someone wasn't on their Prozac today. I ran out of sativa. Welcome to episode 12 of the Pointless Podcast. Today I'm joined by two very special guests.
Hi.
Oh, I was getting a breath.
Oh,
don't
sorry.
jump the intro, ladies and gentlemen. To the left of me, perhaps your camera right, the sauce boss. You might know him as Bloodbeard, Beef Supreme, Cinnamon Dick, Duncan Hosenuts, Dr. Waffle Farts, the host and creator of Epic Mealtime. Harley Morenstein is here.
What's up? I love Dr. Waffle Farts.
You can have it. It's yours.
I'm going to take it.
Take it, run with it, take it to the bank.
Put it on a t-shirt. You
Tyler,
get
I don't
1%
have a
after
cool
$1 billion.
AKA list for
I'm
you.
just
What do you know?
Tyler.
Ladies and gentlemen, just Tyler Lemko.
Hey.
Yeah, there we go.
No, we were coming up with some rap names yesterday.
Oh, what do you got?
Just for fun. Rob Y'all.
Rob Y'all.
Yeah.
Rob Y'all.
That's good.
And
I like that.
I'm max volume.
So there you go. Rob Y'all and Max Volume, but that's not really our rap.
And what's your rap style? Are you guys like 80s throwback
South.
rap? Oh, South.
Dirty North. Actually, yeah.
The Dirty North.
No, my last rap name was Legs Benedict. Before that, it was Daddy Longlegs. Yeah. So I'm constantly
Legs
evolving.
Benedict.
Yeah, I've come up with many rap names and very little rap songs.
I go by Buster Taco.
Buster Taco, yeah.
Oh, well, you guys are. I mean, I saw you at a King of the Dot competition. Both of you. You guys are pretty. You guys are into the hippity hops. You guys
That's
are into
true.
the rip raps. Yes.
That was awesome. I love that. Like, it's all this like. All these gangsters, like, hood shit going on, and they're like, yo, what up, 626, represent, holla at your boy. Next guy's like, yeah, you know who it is, album drop, that's good. And you're like, Kevin Pereira, follow me, I'm going to jerk off on Live Jasmine. Yeah. And, like, I loved it.
I was a little too smashed for that. Well, I love the juxtaposition of the event itself. For those who don't know, King of the Dot, it's like slam poetry meets rap battling, whereas these guys know who they're going to battle 3 rounds at a time, and so they can prepare their raps. Some of the guys are good, and they sort of freestyle some stuff with the prepared thing, right. But it's all about, like, it is the epitome of the Yo Mama joke. It is all about kicking your fellow man lyrically in the taint as hard as you can with a golf cleat.
That was, by the way, the best description of the battle raps King of the Dot that I've ever heard. The slam poetry mixed with
it's an interesting vibe, and you talked about the dichotomy of me, the whitest of white McWhitertons there.
Yeah.
Shouting out Live Jasmine shows or whatever the fuck I said, or beating off on chat roulette or something. Have me there, but the crowd itself is like the amount of chain wallets and teardrop tattoos, unprecedented.
There was like
full face tattoos.
Yeah.
However, the organization of this event around what is essentially poetry and the restraint of a dude spitting in your face, calling you and your family and your friends the worst of the worst. Your religion, ethnicity, holding nothing back.
I was going to say, were you surprised when you came in and it was like real hood shit, rap battle vibes? How many Star Wars references were hidden in all of those battles?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, is there's tons of like pop culture references of things like, I think I heard a Rugrats line.
Yeah.
And
he said the fat dude, he looks like an Ewok swallowed the Death Star. And I was like, I love it.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, and it was a great energy, a great thing to be around. What's the deal? Your guys, you're involved with it in some way? Are you just friends with the guys, or?
Yeah, listen, we have his brother, shout out to Let Me Know on Twitter. His brother, he's going to love that. His brother just was into battle raps and showed it to us on YouTube. We were like, this is pretty cool.
At first we hated it because it's all he showed us.
Yeah, it's all he talks about.
Grew
you know when
us.
someone is just like pushing something on, you don't watch Lost? How do you not watch Lost?
Right.
It's the best. You're an idiot for not watching Lost. Like,
maybe
well,
you just don't get it. I mean, the smoke monster represents society.
Now you're like, well, I'm never going to watch Lost because you want me to watch it so bad. It was one of those things. We avoided battle raps, and when we eventually sat down and watched it, there was an event coming up in Toronto, a Canadian thing, King of the Dot. The Dot is T.O, Toronto.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, just boring Canadian shit coming out of my mouth. But anyways.
No, I really didn't know what the origin. I didn't know if it was from like .coms or the DOT. Okay, so good to know. It's Canadian. I hate it now. I'm sorry you brought it up.
No, it sucks. So we went to this event in Toronto, and it was very cool. I got to host, which means I get drunk, and I sit in the front, and I yell how I like to do on almost everything I take part in.
Let's talk about that real quick. For the so we've chatted about your history, but specifically with the character that is, Harley from Epic Mealtime. First of all, your ability to render that character in real time is astounding to me. I think you're phenomenal. It's fascinating to watch. It's so fucking entertaining. I know how hard it is, and you're so good at it. It's incredibly impressive.
Thank you.
I cannot say enough about it, and I think it's truly amazing to me what you do. Now,
real side fact.
Please.
Every time I take the character upon myself, I get about like 20% erect.
That's part of the character to have a semi?
It just happens.
Just a half chub?
And then when I'm not the character, there's always just how dirty can we get?
Does it become an innie?
This podcast?
Does it retract? Does your dick start wiggling against your small intestine?
I don't want to say what I was going to say, but
no, say it. Go for it. We can say whatever you like.
Does it drip soft?
Yeah, I was going to say there's always one drop, just of semen.
Little that pre-cum.
Yeah, when I'm not Sauce Boss. That's right now.
This
look at me.
This.
Sorry.
Come here. I want that beard. Give me that sandpaper bear. That's what I want. No, we were looking at some of the videos were up, and it's when you say like when you
I
get
look fat there.
When you get into host mode, you start tanking alcohol. Do you worry about the longevity of this character, or about the fact that or, and for you as well, Tyler, that it's gonna it's clearly shaving years off your lives, but with high caloric meals and all the drinking that is sort of expected of you. Now, clearly you don't have to, but. Do you ever feel the pressure to live up to Epic Mealtime, man? I gotta slam this shit.
I always say
I gotta fuck all these dudes. I gotta come on all their backs.
I always say that like people always are blown away by, oh my god, you eat all that. And personally, I think the drinking is a lot more.
It's gotta be a lot worse. I mean, it's worse and impressive.
Yeah, like we drink. We are good drinkers. Our house, we go through about a magnum of Jameson a week. And him and Mook are the only two that drink it.
No, I go through a lot. I drink a lot of Jameson. Only, you know what? It wasn't like that back home, but I find in Los Angeles, like 6 p.m., it's like everything's done. It's like, all right, everything's done. Now I can unwind. So I guess I should drink something to unwind.
Of course. So that sounds incredibly healthy.
Now, and then I'm drinking. But
by the way, in 3 years' time, that story becomes: I woke up, it's 9:30, the alarm clock shut off. What am I supposed to do? I guess I'm supposed to drink to unwind from that alarm clock.
We've been doing it for like almost 2.5 years, and we accidentally forgot to ever like check out of it. So even when cameras aren't rolling, we drink a lot and eat disgusting.
No, that's it. Yeah, it's the burgers off camera that really get us fat. Yeah. But I remember on set, like in the first year. Just being like, well, shit, like if I have to get drunk every time, I'm going to be an alcoholic in like 3 months. So,
so how do you navigate that?
It's a really interesting game. If you want it, you go back, and I'll tell you, Kevin, you personally, no, this invitation is not extended to anyone else outside of this.
I'm not transferring
that is listening.
I'm not forwarding it. Okay. I'm not doing anything.
To you.
In fact, cut the podcast. Shut the audio off. This is just between you and I.
Select
NDA,
as many Epic Mealtime episodes you want. I'll tell you if I was actually drunk that time or not.
Okay. What's the ratio?
I can't.
What's the ratio?
I can't. My mom, she's sad. She sees me and she's sad.
No. Parents have got to be super fucking proud of you. You said your dad wants you to get on Vine.
My dad,
it sounds like you got a
he wears a bacon strip shirt and like an Epic Mealtime hat and goes to like McDonald's. He's like, hey, you know who my son is? And they're like, no. He's like, this guy with his iPhone. They're like, who is that? He's like, hater, like, I swear. This is him. He's just trying to get like free burgers or something.
That's my dad at Best Buy.
Okay.
That's absolutely. That's what proud dads do. They try to exploit their sons as much as humanly possible.
Just for something.
Their pride. Yeah. It's like he should be offended if he doesn't get supersized or get a little extra something on the side.
Like, there's
a McGangbang or something.
I want a pretzel. Heather, pass me the Epic Mealtime hat. He just wants to put the Epic Mealtime hat so he can go and get a pretzel. Something free.
Hanging pounds there. For those who aren't watching the video, Red Band is tapping out.
I touched his fist on my fist.
Yep. Later, brother. So is there that concern of, or are you guys like, well, we could render these characters without getting drunk, or there's a concern that you guys have to be these guys?
We've done about like 18 live shows, and every single one of them we were wasted off our ass. Mm-hmm. Very wasted. Mm-hmm. Wasted to the point.
Racist to the point that the wasted came out.
Wasted to the point that, the show might not even really end up operating, but it always does. But, we've had on Epic Mealtime, no one's ever gotten sick except for 2 people. That was from drinking too much, never the food.
Not from the food.
That's what it came down to. I mean, in the early episodes, I brought all my buddies in because right away, like second episode, I was like, yo, if I eat this, I'm going to get fat if I eat this by myself. I need some friends. I was like, yo, Tyler, you mind putting on, you mind putting on 40 pounds this year for me?
And you said, "Fuck yeah!" First into the fray.
That'll get me Twitter followers.
At T Lemko on Twitter.
Well, yeah. And Tyler, we've chatted about your history before at Lead Up, and I think it's just a fascinating story. So I want to cliff notes it for the people that are hearing this for the first time. Substitute teacher in Canada, and now YouTube royalty, media mogul. Harley from Epic Mealtime. You really are at this point.
Oh, it's happening. I never say that. Yeah. Seriously, we have each other's cell phone numbers.
I know.
I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
I always come up with like the best ways to describe myself.
Yeah.
Like, I produced the #1 online cooking show in the world.
Yeah. How about cross-platform God?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
That's what you are.
Well, I was like #1 YouTube show in Canada.
So how does that leap get made, and what the fuck were you doing substitute teaching? How are the rules and regulations in Canada so lax?
First of all, I did it wrong. I always taught the kids wrrong.
He used to stream him correcting papers like in an empty classroom.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You would live stream like
before Epic Mealtime. I was just like in a weird internet place. I was like on Facebook where I have like 2,500 friends. I'd be like, hey guys, I'm going to bed tonight, but if you're down, I'm going to stream me sleeping. So tune in.
Yeah, before Epic Mealtime, Harley would do things that like a popular person would do, but he wasn't that popular.
Yeah.
So like he would just do it.
I woke up like Wednesday morning to my computer on, and 4 people were still in the stream, and I was like, this is a stupid idea. I'm like mad at them. I open it up. I'm like, oh, I did that. I'm like slamming the thing down. Then I go to school and I teach, and then 3 to 4
you shape the minds of the youth.
When I'm correcting exams, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be streaming myself correcting exams if you guys want it. Like 12 people watch me. Like correcting.
I love that though. Now, what was the thrill of that? What was that born out of? Were you always the guy in like high school, junior high school? Were you always the hey, I'm gonna do this thing?
High school. I always got honor roll every semester, quarter, term, whatever you guys call it, and I would always fall.
Oh, am I supposed to be fucking impressed by that? Oh, you got on? Would you get a gold star in kindergarten too?
Listen,
do you want me to clap?
First of all, my grades were awesome, but I always fell while accepting my certificate. It was like my little
on purpose.
That
was
my
your thing?
little joke. I would fall. They never saw it coming. I was like a goofy idiot. Always a goofy idiot. I was like deeply inspired by Tom Green when I was like in the 9th grade.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm talking like 1998. I used to like.
This is pre bum on your lips, bum on your hips. This is the real Tom Green. This is like fucking with his parents,
just hugging people.
I faked a seizure on my history teacher's desk. Like I walked over to the desk and I fell on top of it and started like twitching,
writhing around.
Exactly, and like knocking everything. And he was so used to me and my behaviors, he sat there and didn't do anything. He let it happen.
God.
And like
after he went home and punched his wife. That's what happened. He went home and cut a Labrador.
Well,
he did. You definitely got to him, man.
Cut a Labrador. That's
it's just a bucket of kittens. God damn it! A fucking seizure on my desk.
This actually all came back to me in karma when I started to teach. Like this happened. Like I got my ass kicked as a teacher after that. I had some kids were such little shits. Mm-hmm. I used to do things for my own pleasure when I was teaching high school. Like when you were in high school and you would go into the class and there was a TV in the front.
I love this.
Yeah,
yes, I was gonna ask you to tell this story. Please,
okay,
please.
You're like,
movie
time.
Yeah, you get excited. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna write some notes to my friends. I'm gonna play Tetris on my TI-85 calculator or whatever. Text somebody.
Jerk.
Oh, look at this guy, TI-85. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Private school or what?
Oh, it
happened. It's like $150 calculator.
No. Worked my ass off. Went to Target and got that shit on discount. So, all right, no silver fucking spoon here. Had to get the comm cable myself and hack that to put Mario on it.
I saw you King of the Dot.
That's right. I know what's up. No, you were the guy, and so the students must get excited. They get hard on to like
TV. They're like,
fuck
yes.
yes.
They're looking at you like, yes. Like high school, I was like, yes. It was like the quiet way to be happy about something, because you couldn't go in and walk in and be like, fuck yeah, TV, what's up, what's up? But there's lots of yeses. And I remember I would set the TV up in front, and then I would do attendance. And then when it was done, I would look at the team like, oh, this is from the class before. And I would roll it out and be like, take out your textbooks, turn to page 6. And just to troll the kids. I would never
So good.
laugh. My face was always straight face, never smiling, never laughing, very sarcastic. All things you should never do as a teacher, by the way. But I did it because I don't give a fuck. And I would always roll the TV out in like that moment where they're just like, oh fuck, and they don't know I'm joking, so I'm just enjoying
That's so good.
their displeasure of it, and
So
it's just
good.
happening. And yeah, that's just me trolling for my own personal enjoyment.
I have to close this laptop. Everybody's tweeting me saying that there's a gun battle with that ex-LAPD officer right now. It's happening live.
Can we
He has
pause
a
and go find
Dorner.
it?
He has a guy hostage in Big Bear.
What?
There's live coverage on KTLA. I don't even know how to be. I mean, I feel like I
And the
held
guy that works your computer so well is gone. This is the replacement who's going to do it, and he doesn't know how to pull this clip up right now.
I don't know. I can't even.
There's no choppers with
I see
cameras?
algorithms. This is the Matrix right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I got KTLA up and Dorner's in a shootout. I feel like I held the top of this podcast hostage by talking about this guy. So maybe it's not good to dip into it live.
It's
but
almost like you made this happen. Like, it's
I
kind of
manifested
weird.
it.
Yeah,
it's
weird.
a pretty big thing. There's a glitch in the Matrix.
You know, I spent real quick. I spent like a week in Florida, like three years ago, and every morning I woke up and like turned on the TV news. It was helicopter chase, real life helicopter chase of a car, like every day for a week. I was like, this country is like this. There's never a chase in Canada.
Really?
No matter what, there's no chase.
Canada has one helicopter.
But, like,
I do have one helicopter.
But you're saying, and it's painted to look like a moose from the sky, right? And it's antler spin.
And
It's adorable.
One grumpy guy owns it, and he doesn't let anyone fly
No, but
it.
when you say that there's no chase, do you mean like, okay, suspect on the run? Oh, this could get dangerous for civilians. They just back off?
No.
Or nobody runs?
No one runs. There's no one drives away. There's no chases. We were at a bar once and some guy got stabbed. I remember like next day I was like, I'm not going out there. There's a knife out there. There's a knife
Wait.
out there.
cutlery.
People.
You forgot the fact that the guy got stabbed in the washroom. I was the only other person in the washroom in the middle of a piss in the urinal, and I had to like zip up halfway and get out of there because there's knives.
Oh,
and
what a
fight.
hero you were! That man's being stabbed. And you're like, oh man, I'm gonna have to squelch this one off. Fuck, run! You're in on the jeans. Damn it! Some guy's dying in there, but fuck
Yeah.
my Levi's.
Yeah, new jeans.
What did you do? I mean, did you hear them come in like a scuffle, or
Yeah,
was
they
it?
came in and like were arguing, and then they started fighting.
And you thought it was about your dick, right?
Well, I was pissed. I almost got involved in this fight because they started
Like,
fighting.
hey, I'm trying to take a piss over. And you see the knife. You're like, whoa.
They hit me in the back, and I all of a sudden, dick
Go
smash
for-
into the fucking
Yeah.
porcelain. And no one wants
Yeah.
that.
Porcelain stabbing.
Your dick touches the urinal wall.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
because of that fight.
We call that phoning
I'm
home. It's like
fucking
ET's
stabbed.
finger. That's what that is.
that's horrible.
Yeah.
I have something
Yeah.
to like really think about that'll really freak me out now.
So now you know why I rushed out of there.
Wow. Okay. So no one runs in Canada. All right. Interesting.
Yeah, there's just no chases. There's never seen a chase or heard of a chase, and it's definitely not on television ever.
Well, yeah, that's
We're definitely not equipped to broadcast the chase.
LA rallies around that shit. We love that. I remember my first week here. It was actually my third day in LA. I lived in Koreatown. If you don't know where that is, great. Avoid it. No matter what Apple Maps says, stay away from it. And I saw helicopter chase. I'm like, it's coming up on Ardmore. I'm like, Ardmore? Oh my God, I live on Ardmore. Ran outside and saw everything whiz by and was like, oh, this is LA. Like day 3, this is LA. This is what this town is. It's what this country is.
Yeah.
Actually. But you guys moved here.
Yeah, this was LA was where the man ate the other man's face, right?
That was Florida.
Oh, that was Florida.
Yeah, that was Florida. We're not that prestigious just yet. We're getting
Florida's
there.
good.
We're working our way.
Yeah.
They're
Florida's
good
got
at
it.
it. They're really
Florida's
good
in the
at
lead, I
it.
would
They
say.
got the quality bath salts.
They're good at it.
But you guys moved here, so you must love LA enough.
I like to say we infiltrated.
Okay? You've planted a flag.
We've infiltrated here.
You've impregnated us with your awesome.
Yes, exactly.
What spawned that? Was it just too much work coming in and too hard to travel back and forth, or what's going on?
Well, we were doing an Epic Chef. You may know.
I may know because I was on that
Yeah.
shit. What? I'll train wreck your podcast.
I still have these dreams of Charles Phoenix's suit. So I still like wonderful wardrobe.
So
And I
no,
remember him
Epic
being
Chef.
like, if anything gets on this, they're gonna pay for my dry cleaning for this shit. And I was like, what a cool fucking dude.
Those that don't know, Epic Chef was your cooking competition show that you guys, of course, have Epic Mealtime. If you guys don't know what Epic Mealtime is, you shouldn't be listening to this. Just get off the internet, unplug your net zero, and go hang yourself. Epic Chef was a cooking competition. How would you describe it?
Well, I would describe it as the #1 online competitive cooking show in the world.
Yeah, apt description because it's just truth. That's just
Yeah,
a truth bomb.
yeah. But it was really cool. I mean, I was sitting there watching videos on YouTube. All these like expensive companies creating these awesome food shows that are like, we got bacon too. You know,
Right.
we can bacon weave and bacon salt. And I was just like, all right, you know, they're doing our thing kind of a little bit. And I was turned on Iron Chef and Chopped, and I'm just sitting there stoned. And I'm like, all right, well, we should take a stab at that stuff. You know, I'm sure we could think up something fun to do. So we decided 3 epic ingredients. It'll be an unveiling of the ingredients. We'll have some judges. Epic mealtime fashion. It's not going to be a walk in the park. We're going to berate them the entire time.
Right.
And we're going to get wasted. And it's going to be a fun excuse to get drunk in a kitchen, tell some real chefs that they're not good enough, and then eat their food and tell them it sucks. And then, you know, walk away with a full belly and a nice hangover.
What's nice about the chefs here is that they love the punishment, man. They are the Rihannas of the kitchen. They every time you would get in their face and tell them they were worthless or useless,
I
or
hate
their
that I'm
meals were
culinary
fucking
Chris
terrible.
Brown.
Yeah, you are.
Horrible. Great T-shirt.
You are. I love that was their reaction. And so when you have the idea, you're stoned, you're watching some cooking shows, do you go to the team and say, hey guys, here's what we should do? Do you sit down, do you lock yourself away and write it up yourself? What's the creative process?
I always keep everyone in the loop with what I'm thinking, as they do with me. You know, whenever anyone has an idea or anything like that, we always talk. I mean, we spend way too much time together. If we were a band, like, we're fucking tight.
Right.
Like, if we were a boy band.
You guys are what, O-Town? What would you be? O-Town or Backstreet Boys?
we're like,
are you the NSYNC? Is that where you're going to go?
We're like NKOTB, I'd say. You know?
Okay.
Like 15 years later, reunion
Shotgun
tour.
Donnie.
You know? She could have Donnie, man. I mean, my boy, Joey McIntyre. What was it saying? Joey McIntyre. I'm
friends.
lost in his eyes. What?
You were basically saying that everybody's friends.
Oh, yeah.
And so the idea
Yeah, so whatever, you know, I like go to them like, oh yeah, it's like Chop style, you know what I mean? I go to Epic Mook, who does a lot of the food stuff. I'm like, dude, we need to think of like 3 random ingredients per meal. Let's come up with some themes. Pizza, this, that. You know, I talk with Dave about like, hey, like how's the production going to be? Even though, you know, the collective is going to be handling most of it, Dave, you know, is learning from the ground up, and he's essentially production manager on Epic Mealtime. So he's involved in that. Tyler helps writing some intros, some of the ridiculous things I say, like make your taste buds come.
That's
It's one of his best work.
And now is that
in
going to
that
be
brain.
featured on a new track of yours anytime soon? Or is that
see.
the title of the new track?
Make your
the
taste
album.
buds come. Make your taste buds come.
Tyler, how did you get involved with this Epic Mealtime Madness?
Pretty much.
I mean, you were
just-
called in to pitch Eat, right? You were there.
I mean, it was a lot of the like conception of it happened. We were just hanging out, bored and doing nothing. Like everyone had
Drinking
their own,
in your backyard.
Yeah, we just hung out in the backyard. Everyone had their own lives.
Everyone had no lives.
Yeah.
And so how
By
did you,
that,
well,
I
how
mean
did you guys
separate
even
lives.
meet? Where did you? I mean, did you watch
I
him
met-
sleep on Facebook? Was that
I
when
was
the first
part
time you
of
met
that.
him?
No, I actually worked for him at a camp one summer. That's how we became
Well,
friends.
you also watched me rap on YouTube and eat a hamburger on YouTube.
Yeah, I knew of you. We live like literally maybe 100 houses apart.
Yes,
It's
I'm
like a
I'm
6-minute
27. You're 23.
4.
24. So like 27, 24, not a big deal, but like 20 years old and 17 years old, that's not happening, you know? So we lived nearby each other, but we never hung out. It's like I'm in college, he's in high school. So there's no interaction.
You
I was
can't
friends with his older
suffer
brother.
your cool factor. You can't have that drop by hanging out with someone that young.
Exactly.
Can't do it.
Plus, like, you know, I don't know. I wish I could have sent you this picture of Tyler so you could put it up. But like, he was like
I know the one.
Like
you
he
hate.
looks
I'll show you.
like real gangster. Like he's got a profile picture like in front of an Escalade. He's like wearing a shirt that says "I rap now," and
This
I'm
is
like,
the one
dude,
that he
who
hates.
is this guy?
Oh my god!
Who is that guy?
What?
Can you get that on camera?
Oh, I don't know if we can. I don't know. That's a tall order these days. Let me see.
Look at your hand there.
Let's see if we can get in there.
It's just a picture of Tyler,
No.
by the way. He
How
looks
about-
like he's on. He looks like he's on West Coast Customs. Or
yeah,
something.
or
That is-
America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Like that is.
just real guy. And I was
Look at that.
I remember looking at him. Like,
You got some subs in that Escalade? I bet you do. You got some what? Some 10s? You got some 12s? You got some 15s? Rockford Fosgates? What you thumping in there?
Yeah.
What you got?
All of it.
Yeah, W3s? That's
Yeah.
the sick base. I know
Everything.
what you're talking about. I know what you got there.
he's got them all.
Wait, if you zoom out, are you holding like a Nerf pistol?
No, I'm actually holding fish.
What?
True story. That picture, I'm holding like a bunch of fish.
I never knew that.
Live fish.
Was this
yeah.
from a fishing trip?
Yes,
Or did you just
fishing
knock
trip.
over a fish market?
No, I just have a really weird bedroom.
I How much better would that picture be if you included the fish?
I know.
Now that you think about it.
Yeah.
But back then you were like, oh, I got to be cool.
Yeah,
Now
just
you don't realize
escalate.
it's like, I got to be cool. I got to show the fish. Got to show people that I have fish in my Escalade.
So, this epic mealtime ride for you, what has it been? I mean, you must have, when you signed on for this, you didn't have any idea it was going to blow into this, did you?
I didn't know it was going to be anything. It was just a bunch of friends making meals,
Sure.
and it kind of escalated and snowballed into what it is. So like,
And now
for
we're
the
like,
first-
oh, we got to fuck all these girls?
so for the
Oh
first,
man, we
like,
got to tear through all this pussy? I don't know.
the first like 6 months of it or so was just like, oh, we're hanging out and cooking today. Bring a camera.
Right.
It really wasn't the production that it is.
Even
today.
though you guys were getting, I mean, right from the start, you guys were getting pretty serious hits on YouTube,
Yeah.
were you not?
First episode was 100,000 views.
Not that
in the
anyone's
first week.
counting. Yeah, you guys
I
were getting
count-
some serious.
Second episode was 600,000 views. The third one crossed 1 million.
Wow.
It was very
I mean, that's
crazy.
a very, very fast rise. What do you, I mean, obviously, I love the product. I mean, it's amazing, and that is why ultimately any series lives or dies. But do you think there was something special about that time, or something special about those episodes, or YouTube in that moment
I
that
think
helped
it was
catapult
the
it?
exact moment where it was released. It was like 1 month later, and that 10 other people would have had that idea. Like as soon as Epic Mealtime came out, I think a lot of people were like, "Why didn't I think of that?"
Plus,
Sure, but they didn't, which is
They fucked
a
it up.
testament.
Plus,
Yeah.
I think it was really genius the way it was put out. Whereas the first one was like, who doesn't like burgers on a pizza? Then the second
Right.
one was very geared towards our hometown, and it blew up in Montreal. That got us like locally really, really popular. And then what? The fourth one was Thanksgiving.
No, the fourth one was we served that massive meat log to
To
a
a
delicious
pretty
little
girl.
treat of a girl.
Yeah. And then the fifth one was Thanksgiving.
Wait, this
which
was
really,
this was the episode, or this is all euphemism? You guys gangbanged somebody in a Motel 6. Which one is it?
that was the after party.
Got it. Actually, no. That. Let's get to that because you talked about blowing up in the hometown. The second episode right away. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are heroes and God amongst men in certain circles and in certain places. What are those?
You have a ponytail,
Yeah.
and you're wearing a black T-shirt that says Metallica on it, and you got a nice gut that maybe you named. You like Epic
Yeah.
Mealtime.
I can walk into forget a room.
Frat house.
I can walk
Frat
into
house.
a mall and be like, he knows us. Never heard of us. That guy ponytail knows us.
So ponytail or named Gunt. Like
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
that's amazing. And what has that led to? I mean, what are times out? How have you capitalized on this YouTube fame? I mean,
I was at Cheesecake Factory at the Grove.
Yeah.
Sitting down with maybe 12 really beautiful girls. Not a big deal. And the guy, and I was with just me and Tyler. The waiter brought over a plate filled of cooked bacon. And he just drops something. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a huge fan, guys," and walks by. And we get this big plate of
it
bacon.
sounds so Fight Club. Like,
Yeah, it was awesome. It was great.
And do you feel obligated to devour that entire plate of bacon?
Well, in that instance, I was starving, so I was glad it was there. It was better than bread. You know, when they bring you bread on the table. Cheesecake Factory has some good bread. We just got cooked bacon, so it was good. Ate that shit up. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't feel sexy anymore. I feel like my boner's not as hard as it could be. I should eat better for a little bit. And then I go out. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna eat all right. And I go out. I'm like, yeah. So I'll get the. And I look up at the guy. And he's like, bacon lasagna guy, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta try the triple barbecue. Decker bacon.
yeah,
balls,
you need chorizo double mac and cheese
Oh, I'm
tater
gonna
tots.
put potatoes on your pizza,
Right.
And, and then I'm like, oh yeah, man, let's do it. Let's go hard, bro. And then it's like I can't even watch myself because I'm not gonna let this guy down. And plus, just give me an excuse to not watch myself, and I'll fucking do
Right.
it. So yeah, that's how I just end up getting fatter and fatter. What were we talking about again?
That's what we're talking about. The fact
Really
that
easy problem, right? I feel weird complaining and I'm just
it
getting
is such
fatter
a
and
first
fatter
world.
no
It
matter what I
is
do.
a first world wonderful problem to have. But I mean, therein lies. That's what I was asking. Do you feel pressure to be this character with the drinking and the eating? It's clearly you're I want to make a certain decision with my life. I'd like to maybe be a little bit healthier. And then you got a guy who's like, yo, I'm going to deep fry everything for you.
I'm like, do it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
Funny story. We were invited to some fancy Samsung party with a bunch of fancy people. And long story short, it was
Tom and Linda Samsung, you went to their house?
no, it was actually what's his name, Weinstein.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't say what's his name Weinstein. That's your career is gone now. You just got crushed.
Can we censor that?
Blacklist. Delete that file.
But yeah, we went to this fancy party, which was open bar. And long story short,
Did you wear a tux?
No,
I had a sports coat on though.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Anyways,
Just no shirt on under it.
long story short, within like an hour, we were like humping chairs on the dance floor, and like security comes over and asks us to calm down, and I like smashed a glass on the floor.
Oh yeah, it was.
No.
We got taken.
I
out
was
of this
having
party.
sex with a chair on the dance floor, and I get up and there's like 4 dudes in suits. I'm like, okay, I know what this is about. Don't touch me. I know how to walk out of the building on my own. Okay.
But I woke up
I'm
the
gonna
next
tweet
morning.
your faces, FYI.
You're on the grid, motherfucker. Later.
I woke up the next morning. And I was like, man, it's a great thing we can't ruin this brand. Like if we go out and eat salads, that's so much more detrimental.
Yeah,
That's
that is
it.
true.
We
Yeah.
go and ruin this party. That's
You guys get
fucking
caught
epic
at a
meal
farmer's
time.
market or at a Whole Foods, you're
Yeah.
done.
Like I've been out dinner, like, you know, and there'll be like a salad on the table or something like that, and someone will come out, oh, can I grab a picture? I'm like, sure, and I'll like slide it all the way across the table. And I'm like, that is not mine. No
Get
one
that
can
shit
say
outta
that's
here.
mine.
Just
Yeah.
spitting on salads left and right. And how has obviously you guys have parlayed this into it's an incredibly successful franchise enough to where you've moved your home base, you've infiltrated LA. How are the life and times of being YouTube royalty and YouTube rock stars now? Is it, what is it? What's your daily grind? Is it a
Just
daily
like,
grind?
I mean, like, I'm just thinking about us, like,
Is it
sitting
just
like Tyler
so
farting
hard to
in
count money?
Like Tyler farting in the pool. It's like really not that rock star-ish, you know? I feel like there's not enough cocaine and heroin and
It's
drugs.
Just, it's just like Diet Cokes and
Yeah, like a
Diet
lot
Cokes
of
and
Diet
dicks in the
Coke
pool.
and maybe some pizza on Thursdays.
yeah.
Well, then, what is the near term / long term goal for this? I mean, obviously you did Epic Chef. That was a bit of a departure. You formatted something different with your brand, which was great, and it's super entertaining. Everybody should check it out on YouTube. Really fun to watch. Is it to make more of those? Is it to make original shows? Is it to
Well, that's just we have like about truth is I never imagined myself having a cooking show. I don't know anything about cooking. And the only reason why I ever bought a camera and learned how to edit was because I just wasn't getting auditions in Canada. Couldn't get an agent in Montreal. And I was like, you know what? Fuck everyone.
what was the feedback when you'd go in?
You're too fat and hairy to be in this agency.
Harley was a hand model.
Yeah, I was a hand actor.
No.
I've been trying to find this video
actor.
everywhere. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What did you model?
It's for a gambling site. I don't
Just
want to
his
say which
hands
one because I
with
hate them.
darts.
Okay.
But yeah, it was like my
But you
hands
like
are in
flipping over the.
It's like crazy party, and it's like my hand clicking, signing up to this website, betting all in, and then it's like I'm touching girls, I'm in a hotel room, I'm pouring champagne, I'm on a private jet.
But it's just
and
your
like-
hands.
And you know what? Like I got nervous
Yeah,
fingers.
he has the shittiest hands.
Yeah, I do. My lady friend calls my hands like nervous fingers because they're always like twitching
the
and
twitching,
dancing, and so I mean, I just got like shitty hands, but
Did you have like a
they're
hand
fucking
acting
stars,
coach
man.
to run the scenes with the night before? Like,
No,
did you try to over exaggerate the caress or like the flip of a card?
I went to audition for it, and they're like, "You're too tall." But however, you could be the POV, so we'll pay you just to have your hands. You don't need to wear makeup. You don't need to dress or anything. Just do sleeves. So I was like, "All right, awesome, let's do that." So I was all excited about it, and then I realized that what it means is I'm behind the cameraman, hugging him, and my arms are long enough to be in the camera. And they realized very quickly when I had to do like card tricks that like my hands don't do that.
Yeah,
They're big,
it
dumb
wasn't on the
hands.
back of your hand shots. It
I
didn't
sho-
say
I
good
said it
with
to
card
my-
tricks.
I said
and
it to my buddy.
Shuffling.
I said it to my buddy. He's like right away. He's like, I see your dumb thumbs. Your thumbs are so stupid. I can't believe they put your thumbs on camera. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a star. Okay. I was walking out. I was like, with my hand. I was like, you don't know where this is from. This hand.
I like to believe that you arrived to set with them like with bedazzled gloves on, and you slowly lift them off, and like, okay, they're ready for their scene.
I
Everyone,
like dip them in milk.
Yeah, these are insured for more than your life. All right. So the reason I ask about how the YouTubes are going these days is we have a gentleman that is joining us. You brought him to my attention, actually, Harley, with a retweet of yours. Outback Zach is a very outspoken YouTube personality character, but he sort of pulled back the veil a little bit on Outback Zach in a video called "Enough of the Bullshit," in which Zach rants against the bullshit of these sort of media companies coming on board. And you know what? Rather than poorly distill his argument, why don't we just go to him now and we'll let Zach tell us what's going on. Zach, are you there? Check 2 3, Zachary.
Can you guys hear me?
Hey, Outback Zach, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing very well. Thanks for joining us.
Hi,
this
Zach.
is Kevin Pereira. I'm joined by Harley and Tyler right now.
Hi.
We're chatting about the YouTubes, and I figure now is a perfect time to have you on to tell us why are you raging against the machine that is the sort of YouTube media conglomerates of the world.
Well, to put it quite simply, the reason new media works is because we got away from the business. We got away from those people. The content creators know how to build an audience that loves us, that trusts us, that relates to us. And the businesses don't. And that is why they got left behind in the TV media, and they're trying to come over into our media and take it over. But the fact is, they don't know what they're doing. If they did, they would be seeing better success instead of trying to come to us and create these BS deals where we get paid way, way, way less than what we could be making just being a simple YouTube partner. A network partner versus a YouTube partner.
So therein lies the issue of these guys from old media perhaps coming over, signing you up. But I think the real core of that is that you guys are making way less than you should be, because that's the common argument that I hear from people. So, well, first of all, devil's advocate, isn't some of the fault on the creators for are they taking the bait? Are they being suckered? Are they signing bad deals because they have dollar signs in their eyes? Is there what fault or blame lies on the creators here for empowering these guys to sign them up and create these networks?
No, you're absolutely correct. The creators, the thing is, we're artists, and we want to use any sort of means to be artists, to be creative. And so if we can make a living being creative, we want to take that opportunity as soon as possible. But the problem is that these people took advantage of our passion and utilize it into a business model that doesn't work for us, but works for them. And now I'm trying to present a business model that helps the creators become businessmen, become business people, become business savvy, and take back control of the industry.
So, and I want to give full disclosure. Look, I don't disagree with a lot of what you're saying. I also have a production company that creates content for some of the companies that were shouted out in your video, and they weren't on the most positive side of it. Now, with that said, my experience with them as a content creator has been great, but I have not signed the type of deal that you're talking about. My agreement with those companies is far different than a traditional YouTube content creator deal. So I want to put that out there. But I do agree with what you're saying.
Like, you're from TV.
well,
Full disclosure, I never once called out a particular company in my video. All I did was show the articles being written about these companies.
Okay, well,
Zach, we know.
But to be fair, when you say like these fucking corporate assholes, and then there's a giant logo on the screen, I get that it's not an article you wrote, but I mean, there's the Kulachov effect. When you cut from one thing to the next, you can cut an actor looking scared, and you cut to a bowl of soup, and then he's hungry.
I let it speak for itself.
Okay, well, but now I would love to hear, because what really caught my interest was, you said this isn't about a money play for me, although I get that at the core, this is about a money play for a lot of people. They feel like they're being screwed, and some of them clearly are. You said you have a solution, and that's what you've been sort of teasing and proposing. What is your idea? How do we solve this? How do you empower YouTube creators, but still create the types of deals that are required to bring in money for them?
I'll tell you everything that I can tell you at the moment, because what I'm working on involves several different business partners and several different verticals. So I can only say
you got some
much.
Taiwanese investors there with a sword?
But what I can tell you is that it does come down to premium content. Let's look at Google, for example. Why is it that Google gives a company $5 million to produce a YouTube channel, and yet it's failing compared to a content creator that takes a few $1,000s and is more successful? That's because the content creator is more resourceful. They understand their audience. They understand the industry better. So what we want to do, and what we're currently doing, and we already did do, is allow content creators to create the premium content. Give them the power to create the premium content. For example, we recently did a project called Prank Tour. We brought together a dozen comedian YouTubers and 2 lesbians. Interesting angle
Go
there.
on.
But we brought together a dozen YouTube personalities.
You didn't have me at hello, but you had me at 2 lesbians. I got to be honest, but go ahead.
Needs more.
Well, they're 2 lesbians, but they have the type of personality that works with a team. They're very organic, and they have great chemistry with everybody. But what it comes down to is we took a dozen YouTube channels and took all these people behind these YouTube channels, let them live in a house for 4 days, and they created so much content that if you were to turn it into YouTube videos, we made 80 YouTube videos in 4 days. Just 4 days, which is absolutely unheard of in any other circumstance.
But that concept that I'm hearing, awesome, by the way, and I think Harley is spot on, needs more lesbians. But that concept's great, but that concept requires money and resources to be executed.
I also have a comment on this concept because I think I have an understanding of what it is. I like to think that I know everything that's going on the internet. This is also a paid for show, right? Like you pay 99 cents to watch this show?
Yes, you pay $1. The pre-order was 99 cents, but the actual order is $1.99, which, you know, a lot of kids and a lot of viewers would say, well, I don't want to pay for content. Well, you're paying for content already. You pay for the internet. Whether or not you realize it, your dad and your mom pays for the internet, $70 a month, so you can go online and watch content. So you can sit there and pay $1.99 for a 3-minute song on iTunes, and you can also take that same $1.99 and pay for 45 minutes worth of premium content that features all your favorite YouTubers and YouTubers you may have never known of that come together and create a organic show, an organic product.
I have to say real quick, you do have an excellent documentary voice. Like you should narrate a documentary. I can listen to you in my ear all day. But yeah, I was going to say, like, I agree. Like, just knowing, like, Epic Mealtime, you know, we've done episodes, some of them cost, like, $7,000, and we're not, by any means, like, a huge production company. We just have a successful
That's just your talent
cooking
fee,
show,
right?
Yeah, and it's not even...
What's it cost to get a Harley at a bar mitzvah these days? What's it cost me? And, Zach, I will get back to you, I promise, but I'm curious. What's it cost to get you to show up to a birthday party and kiss a kid on a cheek and throw some bacon in their face?
That's it? Am I lighting a candle? Do I speak?
No, you. No. You got to come in and go. Hey, Tyler. I don't. That's you're not Italian. I don't know why I did that, but you got to come in and do like the Tyler. Congratulations.
I'm coming in.
Here's a big wheel. Fuck your mother.
I'll come to your bar mitzvah. I'll slap your kid a high five. That's $8,000. You want me to come bring a meal? Like we're talking $25,000.
You want
That's
to
reasonable.
Bring me? That's $25,000 and $100.
Yeah, that's $25,000 and access to the bar
and half a bottle of Crown.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Zach. So I get what you're saying about, okay, let the end users fund this thing because the money's going to go a lot further, and the content creator in the end is going to get more of that money, even if there's less of it. They're getting more of it because there's not this restrictive sort of media tier in between them and the money. So okay, so I can piece that together, but at some point it does cost money to make these productions. So what do you propose to the guy out there who has that idea or wants to do that? Hey, I want to get YouTubers together and do this thing. I want to do a cooking show. Whatever their idea is, if it's going to cost money to make that production, how do they get around the model that's in place?
Well, the thing is, the model that's in place that these networks use relies on AdSense. They claim your AdSense. They claim your CMS. The AdSense is the program that Google utilizes to put the ads on your videos. The thing is that they don't have the dedicated ad sales team to sell against the ads. So Google is 100% in control of those ads, and that's why they're pulling back the high-paying CPMs from the networks. CPMs is the cost per mil or cost per thousand when you translate it.
Mil is French.
But what I'm saying is that the solution is we are going to create assets around you. We're going to create multiple verticals that you can create revenue for yourself. Websites, application, merchandising, brand deals, corporate deals, sponsorship deals, government deals. We're going to build up your IP, and we're going to develop a organic connection between TV and web television, between TV and the internet. That's what we're doing with Prank Tour. Prank Tour is
to be clear, I mean, that sounds like the kind of pitch that like a management company or an agency would give to their clients. Is that the route you're going? Like you're basically going to try to be like a digital agency or management company and say, we're going to put you in connection and build these verticals. We're just not going to be as greedy about it?
Exactly. Well, yes and no. We're not going to be greedy about it. That's correct. But the thing is, we're not going to be just a digital manager or a digital agency. We're going to be a digital studio. I have a project that I cannot speak too much about, but this project is a worldwide project that's going to put together YouTubers and have them live with each other for periods of time all around the world.
Disgusting. It sounds like Epic Mealtime.
Yes, but Harley, as you know, based on your experience, Epic Mealtime wouldn't happen if you guys weren't living together, if you guys weren't friends and basically became a family. The reason that you guys produce this content so well at such an efficient pipeline is because you guys live together, you guys work together, you guys are friends and family. And so when you create that environment, when you create that community environment in a real-world situation, that's when people produce the content, the premium content that Google is seeking after.
Was there resentment on the part, and I'd pose this to everybody in the room as well, on the part of YouTubers and content creators out there, if not yourselves, maybe that you know of, when Google started handing out giant oversized checks and clown shoes, and we're like, here's 60 mil for a channel, but I'm not giving it to the guys who are already successful.
A lot of people I saw, I was like, what the hell? I'm like, he's getting $2 million. He's got like 15 already.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
and if you give me $1 million, I will give you unlimited epic meal times forever.
Exactly.
And I always love, my favorite thing about that whole model and giving out all that money is that SourceFed was the #1 channel
yes,
out of all of those, and it's created by a content creator. Exactly. Philly dude, who I always look up to in terms of YouTube creators and people that just take risks, try things, and are always on their grind. It was just a really cool testament to the power of YouTube creators. It's like, well, you gave money to a guy that knows what he's doing on YouTube. Look what he did with it. Or you give it to someone that doesn't know what they're doing, and they're just using that money to hire YouTube creators to be in their videos.
Right.
They don't know what they're doing. I've dealt with premium channels before, many of them, where they don't even know how to annotate their own videos. They don't even know what a shout-out is or what a comment or like does. They don't
even know how to write first.
Into dumbasses.
They don't know how to write first?
Yeah, first comment.
It's a big deal.
You got to get in there before anybody else does. You got to own that space.
I've gotten one.
You've got one on one of your own videos?
Epic meal time.
Yeah,
No,
you're done.
It doesn't make any sense. Like my business partner, Serge, the man behind Prank Tour, he put it in the best way possible. Why invest into companies and have them build an audience? Instead, you can invest into the content creators who already have an audience. You're cutting out the first step by investing into the content creators.
So why is this happening, Zach? Is it because the Google YouTube doesn't know better, or is it because that these media companies have come along and pitched these aggregate views from these channels that they signed up, and they're sort of selling, hey, look, we have 1 billion eyeballs.
I have a good theory on all that.
I'd love to hear both.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like, YouTube, as much as they're like, we're YouTube, we have all the content creators that have been doing it for 6 years, and they have millions of fans, and people love them. Like, then they keep doing these awesome videos. They vlog, they cook in their kitchen, they hang out with their friends, and we get to join the journey. That's what YouTube is. At the same time, it's like, that's not what YouTube is. YouTube is the spearhead going right through the television industry.
Right.
It's no longer new media. It is television. YouTube is the future. You have a responsibility. Clean your shit up with this fucking vlogging bullshit. Let's get some real celebrities in there. Let's get some real production.
But you know
and
what
let's
it
handle
is.
this
It's
how it
not
should be
YouTube.
handled. So it's like
YouTube
kind of
is the
that debate.
spearhead.
They're in this weird middle ground between those two places, I find, at least.
Well, let me add on to your theory. Who's shooting the spearhead? Google. Google doesn't understand its company, YouTube. It doesn't understand its subsidiary. These board of directors at Google have no idea what YouTube is. They don't get it. They bought it, but they don't get it. I guarantee you, and Harley, I'm sure you will agree with me, that if the board of directors at Google sat down with you and I and the other content creators, they would learn more from us in an hour than they have their entire several years of owning YouTube.
I would argue that
Google knows everything?
No, not at all. No, they know everything about me. My search history is fucking disgusting, so I'll never call them out. I would argue if they sat down with you guys, they would certainly learn a lot. But I would think that board would learn a lot about a subset of YouTube that is not appealing to them. Because I think what that board sees is they see the money that a Comcast, Viacom, Apple, major media players, or I said Apple because they will be an IPTV major player when Apple TV finally they figure that shit out. They see the billions and billions of dollars that can be made off media and selling ads, and they themselves think that it's not about vlogging.
If they sat down with us, they would learn how to make those billions and billions of dollars, because us content creators are resourceful 5-trick ponies. We know how to take money and turn it into 10 times its value. We understand how to utilize everything around us. You don't hire us for one thing. You hire us for multiple things that we are very good at. Google would make more money if they sat down with us, the content creators, and asked us, what can you do to create premium content that appeals to your viewers and appeals to TV audiences at the same time? We understand that. I understand it at least, and I feel like Harley understands.
I do, but at the same time, it's like I could think of some content creators where I'm like, do not give that YouTuber any money. They are, I've met
They
some.
gave
I'm like,
Fred a movie.
Like, this guy's...
All right, they gave him a movie.
I never met him. I think his real name is Lucas.
Really?
I figured that out like 3 weeks ago. It freaked me out.
Yeah.
But there are some content creators I'm like, do not give that guy money. He's going to snort it. Do not give that guy money.
Well, but look, to
then
be
there's-
clear, a
but
lot
then
of those
there's-
Google YouTube channels
there's
that they-
Awesomeness TV is a real production company. We did something with them, and their channel's huge. They're blowing up. Like they got 3 million views in the first week, and we're talking about people that are not YouTube creators. I was like, this is so interesting.
Right.
You know, it works both ways. I mean, they could still make it happen. Listen, I got to say this because you know I've seen a lot of things happen. I've been reading in the news the whole Ray Maker thing. The LA Weekly ran like a huge article about this kid who you know dropped his Machinima channel, and then this gamer Athena dropped from that as well, and it was just all this stuff. Like, oh my God, I signed I know a huge YouTuber he's in a perpetual agreement, and you know he's going through some shit, and it's ugly. It's all ugly. What I think it comes down to is you got to be careful. All right, like whether you like it or not, YouTube isn't all about wrapping things in bacon and jerking off. I mean, a lot of it is a business. It's real life business, and the people you deal with are businessmen. These guys are smart sharks. They're sharks. All these networks, they're essentially run by sharks. And you know, when you're an 18-year-old kid and you're excited and you're getting 2 million views, and you know people in your town recognize you and stuff, you get caught up and you don't realize that this guy that's talking nicely to you is a shark. And so it's nothing personal. It's not like he's bad. This is business.
It's
and
his
business
job.
is
It's his job to get the best deal as possible to line his pockets just as much as
this is what I want to say. All right, and this is for real. And I thought about this preemptively when he told me Zach was going to be on. I consider myself very protective of my shit. I am by no means legally qualified to do anything. However, if you email HMORE 514 @gmail.com, I will get that email. You can send me any contract that you want. If you are a YouTube creator, I will read 20 and I will send back bullet points of things that freak me out, weird me out. You're probably only going to get one response from me, but I'll do it for free.
Free legal advice.
Just like that, free legal advice
from someone
the
who's
sauce
not
boss.
a lawyer.
And not a lawyer, but you know what? I do know things that make me uncomfortable. And you don't need a lawyer to look at something and be like, well, this is fucked
May I
up.
add on to that? May I add on to that?
Please.
I, as a content creator, and the team, here's the thing. I have built a dream team. I have built a dream team of content creators and people who admire content creators. And there, like I said, there's not much I can reveal right now. But basically what I'm doing is I am going to eradicate those sharks. I am going to make them extinct. I will bury them in this pit that I have made for us. The content creators with the right mind, I'm working with the people who have two things. They have a heart and they have a mind, and it's in the right place. The heart's in the right place and the mind's in the right place, and those are people we got to work with. And I'm working with those people, and we will make sure those sharks will not take advantage of us, the content creators in this community. And the thing goes is, Harley, thank you for throwing out that email address. And guys, if you want to have me and my team look at your contracts and break it down for you and explain to you what's going on and what they will do to you, you can email me at obzbusiness@gmail.com.
Or email me at hmore514@gmail.com. I will
Email
read
my
your
cousin Sal.
I will read your YouTube contracts with
Email
any
my
network.
send a post office envelope to my grandma in North Carolina. She'll look it over.
She cares greatly. Zach, how can people find you on Twitter if they believe it? It sounds like you've got the fishbowl with the goldfish in your hand, little Jerry Maguire style. Like, who's coming with me? And if people want to come with you, how do they get in touch with you other than that email address? What's your Twitter?
Well, my Twitter is OBZ is insane. OBZ.
Wait a second, insane?
I love by the way, as you've been talking, rather than the Skype, there's been photos of you up, and it's very Julian Assange. Every photo that pops up, you are the Julian Assange of YouTube, good sir. So I hope.
Well, I'm sorry. I actually have my video on. I don't know why my video isn't popping.
No, that's all right. It's on our end. It's on our end.
The Elmo pants.
I thank you for joining. People will certainly seek you out, and I hope you don't get stuck in an embassy somewhere. And if you do manage to kill all those sharks, please bring them over to the Epic Mealtime compound so they can wrap them in bacon.
We're going to wrap an octopus.
Yes.
Yeah, octopus versus shark episode.
Yeah,
I've been trying to do it. Sharks are
a little
illegal in Canada.
hentai stuffed in a yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll get you some whale.
Nice.
Outback Zach, thank you so much. Good luck with the good
don't
fight,
call
sir.
me Outback Zach. Call me Zach James.
Zach James. Outback Zach is dead. He's with those fucking sharks in a pit somewhere, motherfucker.
Put him in a box.
Zach, thanks for joining, man.
Peace, dude.
What are some of those things that you would say are like when you look over these 20 emails, which I hope people actually send you? What are those giant red flags?
I'm sure I'm
going to
get some like, oh man, you wrap your dick in bacon, you fucking loser. I'm probably going to get emails like that.
Should I not send that one? I mean, I had it all typed up.
I thought about it.
Draft
I do that. I have friends who are creators and stuff like that. I'm like, please send me your contract. Let me look at it. I'm not a lawyer, but it's free. And some things you just don't need a lawyer to look at and be like, you know how I interpret this? I interpret this as such. And you know, I mean, people get fucked over. I see like 18-year-old
What are the
kids,
pitfalls?
like
Is
they
it
just
signing over your name? Is it the length of the
well,
contract?
something like like a 7-year exclusive deal is kind of fucked up, or owning 50% of your show when they're not giving you money for your show, and you already make your show, and your show existed before they existed. There's so many things.
But we're gonna blast you out there. We're gonna cross-platform monetize.
These guys sign thousands of kids. Like, think about how many of those kids just sign on the first contract. They don't negotiate. They don't send it back. They don't even have money or the know-how to send it to a lawyer.
It's just a
to
big
figure
deal
it
to
out.
get a contract.
Well, what was the Epic Mealtime journey with that? Did a shark approach you at some point and go, "Hey, we want to sign this up. We want to own this"?
Early on, I mean, before we spoke to YouTube networks, we actually got reached out by a lot of people in Hollywood. So that was tricky because I started getting paperwork right away. Like, I didn't even, before I was introduced to people, I got a holding agreement. And I was like, what the heck's a holding agreement? I've never heard of such a thing.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, holding agreement, just sign it off. Listen, we're going to get you on TV. Dude, Iron Chef, I know a guy that knows the guy that held the camera. And trust me, listen, Hollywood, baby, you're in Montreal, you're in Canada, you don't know. Hollywood, we're going to save you from Canada. And that was a lot of the mentality. And I got holding agreements. I remember just giving it to a friend. I was like, listen, can you just handle all this shit? Like, I want to make the show good. And all this shit is making me crazy. So I never got caught up into it.
You never had that urge to say, 75 degrees and sunny and promises of coke and whores? Like, I'll sign whatever line you want. That never popped into your head?
It did. Too much. It was cutting into my creative abilities.
Really?
I had to cast it aside. But then, I mean, I ended up being with an agency and management after a long process. I ended up being with Gersh because I felt comfortable. But I never jumped the gun. Just don't jump the gun. Never sign anything. It's so cliche to say don't sign anything, but it's really it. Wait, read it a million times. Like, this is essentially, when we're talking about perpetuity, it's your life. So, I assume a lot of these people signed on the first contract, and it's just a fuck up.
So who's doing it right? Who do you guys? I always love asking creators on YouTube who inspires them. What shows are you watching? It doesn't have to be YouTube related, but who's got your interest and your attention these days?
Well, I mean, when it comes to YouTube, I've always been a fan of Freddie Wong,
Love that man.
A fan of Corridor Digital as well. Just great content. Some people just really put their hearts into it. Devin Supertramp, I don't know if you ever watch his stuff. The dude films a snowball fight.
So well.
But does it so well.
The world's biggest snowball fight,
Yeah.
but still captures it so incredibly well. He does awesome integrations. I have this obsession with how awesome someone can integrate a brand or something into their video. I know people are like, oh, sellout, commercial, fake.
Way to mention the Samsung party, Epic Mealtime, fucking sellouts.
Here's my S3, by the way. My S3 is actually way better. It makes my iPhone feel like a dinosaur. It's crazy.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. Someone's ringing their fingers. Yes.
I love Smosh. They did an Assassin's Creed music video. It has 35 million views or something. It's just incredible. It's just a very entertaining piece of content. It's totally branded, but let's not kid ourselves. You like Assassin's Creed, you like Smosh, you're gonna like the Smosh Assassin's Creed music video. They did it with Legend of Zelda as well. I just some people out there are creating really good content. They just try really hard. They try and be consistent, and it helps us raise our bar. I mean, if you go watch Epic Mealtime, our quality of our video has significantly ramped up in the last 3 months.
Yeah, it's almost watchable now.
And
it's really pretty impressive what you guys do. I can almost leave it on without clicking away to another tab. It's really good.
Fuck you.
You came and did Lead Up a while back, last year, I think, actually.
It was awesome. I met Kevin Smith there and Doug Benson.
Yeah, and they were fans.
They were making
as well.
out.
And they were Indian leg wrestling. It wasn't quite a lip lock. And I went home and I showed my parents. They were like, so what was the thing? And I showed them it, and they were transfixed. And we watched probably 2.5 hours.
I imagine you
Epic
on their bed
videos
with them, in between them, in jammies.
I like to snuggle up into my dad's armpit and smell his Drakkar. It makes me feel like a little boy again. No, we sat in the living room and watched it all, and she was like, "Wow, how can I see this?" And it was still eye opening because it was here you guys make some of the best shit that's out there. And clearly, even they like it. And my mom and dad are not your target demo for this show, but they were riveted. They love the editing. They love the dramatic music and the calorie counters and the bird noises for every time you cuss. This was stuff that they were calling out and noticing. And they're not great at deconstructing media or television, but they loved it. and yet they were
then they
blissfully
fucked.
unaware of it.
Then they fucked after that.
Yeah, they made me a new brother, new baby boy, and I got to watch. I got to call the shots. I got to direct it.
I went to a fucked up place and you just owned me there.
I'll keep going. We can. But do you feel like do you feel like it's only a matter of time before everybody gets the fucking memo that this is where content is at and heading, or is there a part of you that's like, fuck, we still need to get traditional media, we still need to get cable or network television?
I listen, like,
because I know G4 was doing a pilot. You guys were circling that for a minute.
Yeah, listen, if TV is gonna die soon, like all the more anxiety for me to get on TV before it dies, because that's a huge milestone. No matter what, people could bash TV, you know, like I still read fucking magazines, and apparently print is dead, you know. So I mean, TV is a huge step. It's something that is so important, but you just like it's the cost. Like, what are you sacrificing to do it? And I mean, you know, we with G4 we went through like a million contracts with different. Yeah, exactly.
With G4,
yeah,
come on.
With everyone, you know, pitching a TV show is very difficult.
It's a beast, isn't it?
I wrote like for a network. I wrote like 8 pilots. It was like weird. It was like,
were they Epic Mealtime related? Or
yeah, it was like Epic Mealtime related. It was like, okay, we love Epic Mealtime. Okay, do a pilot. A Super Bowl one. Okay, sure, here it is. No, okay, a Super Bowl one, but you're going to be at this person's house, this celebrity. You're going to be at their house.
Of course, yeah. You need the A-listers in there, because, yeah.
Sure, I did it. And they're like, no, wait, no, it's a bar mitzvah with that celebrity. Okay. It's like, no, wait, no, it's not that celebrity. It's just a bar mitzvah. And then it's like, okay. And then I'm like 8 episodes, and I was like, I don't want it anymore. I don't want you. I don't want TV. I don't want none of it.
I'm taking my Tonka trucks. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I'm just going on the internet where I'm allowed to drink and swear.
Yeah, and be incredibly successful at it too. I feel like sometimes TV, like they love to look down and I love TV's been great to me. I love making it. I like the thrill of selling it. I actually like that process. But so many times that you see execs that'll sort of look down their glasses at what are these children doing on their YouTubes? And oh well, they don't know. They look down upon the art form, despite the fact that you guys are getting billions of hits and making a living off of this. Mm-hmm. So fuck them. That's all.
Yeah.
Except the ones that I'm working with. You're all great. I love you. Tyler, when are you dropping the LP, son?
Soon. Working on it.
Tyler's double platinum on BitTorrent.
Yeah. Whoa! What?
We put up a package up there.
Yeah, we put up like an Epic Mealtime package, and I contributed 2 songs to it, and it's at
we should have had the song queued up right now, because that would be cool to listen to.
We can probably Bing it. Yeah. What do you want? Ask Jeeves for this track. What is it?
BitTorrent. BitTorrent.com.
Oh, we don't have to install a torrent client. That is not.
You don't have a torrent client?
Oh, no.
Not on these machines. These are streaming machines.
It's on my SoundCloud.
Oh, go to the SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
It's a really cool YouTube-themed rap track.
Yeah?
Very cool.
And it's the one with our logo on it.
So is that where you're? I mean, obviously you're a member of the EMT team. You're with the house and crew, but I mean, really, fuck these guys, man. You're the Beyonce of this crew, and it's time for you to sprout your fucking wings and flutter away from these fucking assholes.
Right here.
I mean, you are double platinum waiting to happen.
Kelly
You're 3 chains. Yeah, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'll take her.
As long as it's not Michelle. I actually was going to say, it's the other. I was going to say, all right, here we go. It starts, this is with...
Call that a dog beat. That's a dog beat back there.
A buddy of mine remade Hit 'Em Up by Tupac.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That voice sounds familiar.
Yeah, we're dissing vegetables like Tupac. This wasn't the song we were talking about, though.
So which track you want?
The YouTube one.
Oh, that's not online.
You just called out cauliflower?
Yeah.
Damn. You better keep those windows rolled up when you're leaving this building.
I ain't scared of that bitch.
I was actually going to say, he was talking about, like, YouTube creators don't rush into your contracts and take the first one. I remember being like, I don't know if we were even friends yet. I was like 19 or 20, and I got offered a contract by, like, a subsidiary of Universal, like a rap contract. Sure. And they were talking about, like, yeah, we're going to get your CDs in stores. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And we're going to make, like, we got to do a photo shoot for posters. And I was like, holy fuck, this is so awesome. And I kind of, like, took a step back and, like, looked at it. And I was like, you know what? This is mostly bullshit. I don't think I'm going to do it. And
I took a look at the contract. I was like, here's the problem. He's like, they're going to sell your CDs.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
No one's selling CDs.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, CDs are a loss leader to get people into Target to buy toothpaste.
One of my first encounters, like with something like Hollywood, was back when I was in Montreal. And my buddy was starting a band, and he was like, "Yeah, check it out. It's really awesome. They're going to 10,000 CDs in like 600 malls and blah blah blah." I'm like, 10,000 something. What 10,000 CDs? Who the fuck is selling 10,000 CDs? Jewel cases and compact discs. It makes no sense to me. And I was looking at it, and I was like, "This says that you have to buy 10,000 CDs.
Yep.
And they will put them in stores. I'm like, this is the worst thing ever. I'm like, he's like, I got to do it, man. You got to do it. Like, you got to take that risk. I'm
No,
like,
you
you're about
don't.
to buy 10,000 CDs, man. 10,000. No
And
one,
give them a majority percentage of the ownership
haven't
of the
s-
albums that you're buying.
I haven't even seen a CD player in so long.
I haven't sold one CD, and I had 4 million downloads last week.
There you go. There you go.
So is that that's the exit strategy then? When the bacon runs dry, when the maple syrup well?
I'm hoping Epic Mealtime starts like when it starts to decline.
Thank you.
Whoa, that was a.
I'm not
that was
hoping
a-
it declines.
When,
I'm saying when
it starts to decline. I'm
when
not
this
hoping it does,
happens.
but when it does.
I'm hoping
that
it starts to
the
go down.
confidence of your team, these pillars that you have put in place, is amazing.
What I'm
Harley.
saying is,
I've made a dream team.
I hope that I'm on the rise and I can keep it up with me.
when this when this Titanic finally plows into its iceberg, I hope I can put it on my rap career shoulders and just hoof it to shore. Is that what that was?
Exactly.
I'm going to be floating on that door, and I'm going to be like, I remember what you said.
Sink, motherfucker. That's awesome. So what's the LP's coming out soon? Is that you've been recording that out here or recording it at home or where? Like,
I need to find a good place to record because
Hey, you recorded in the closet.
I
sounded
record
all
like
right.
under a blanket in the closet, and then I have like a really
good.
good sound guy I send all my files to, and he makes it sound like a real song.
We'll keep it hood.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's
That's
very important to keep
I have
it
a good
hood.
microphone from Blue Microphone. Thank
Thank
you,
you, thank you, Blue Mike.
Yeah, Blue
They don't
microphones.
sponsor this. I don't know. They don't.
They
Sponsor
gave us
anything.
our mics.
Do these guys
Thank you.
sponsor this?
No one sponsors anything here.
Yeah, this
they
place is
sponsor
filled with blue-
Brian.
place is filled
Who
with
are
blue
Brian's
microphones.
sponsors? Do we know?
Sponsored by Black Microphone.
We don't know.
No, there's
Doesn't have
a
any?
ton of blue microphones in here.
let me
Yeah,
see.
I'm Harley Morrison. I take blue microphones everywhere I go.
I see a bunch of sures.
Sure
Sure.
SM7.
Hey, you need a mic? Sure. That should be their fucking slogan.
I feel
That's
like,
it.
I feel like they dabbled with it.
I
I feel like someone got fired for suggesting it in
Someone
the
was
meeting.
thrown out of a conference room,
Yeah.
just right through the glass, slammed on the ground. You guys excited for RoboCop?
Dude, I am.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Harley, Tyler, thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast.
I just got
today.
such a robo boner. Like,
Oh, you
A road
end on
boner?
that?
A road
Come on.
boner.
You guys want to talk about RoboCop? I'll talk about RoboCop.
nah, fuck
you
it. I'm not
excited
even
for
excited
that?
Shit.
anymore.
You're really not? I'm excited for it.
Are you excited for Die Hard?
No.
Yeah, I
no.
didn't even see the fourth one.
No, but Die Hard I could be done with Die Hard. I mean, it had a great run. First
Yeah.
one was still
Take Die Hard out
phenomenal.
back and just put it down with a shotgun.
That's it. Send it to a farm upstate. Let it go live with its other friends. You know,
gonna fuck
RoboCop
it.
was one
Hey.
like I knew Total Recall that was going to be a mistake with that
still
reboot.
liked it.
The reboot.
I just liked it.
Really?
And listen, I'm a huge Arnold fan.
Yeah?
I wasn't expecting to be better or anything, but like I like Total Recall. I like Dread. I know
Dread was
I know
cool.
when
I
I'm
like
going
Dread.
to watch murder or like action. Like I know I set the bar kind of
But
to a play. I like
my thing was like, why call it Total Recall though? Like, just don't call it something. Call it fucked your memory. You know, call it Brain Bangers. Call it something else. Don't call it Total Recall unless you're going to really remake
Yeah.
or reimagine. And I guess that was a reimagining. I just didn't like a lot that they did with it. It was a fun movie. It was
you
entertaining.
totally walked in there like not even going to Mars. This is gonna be so shit.
Pretty much,
And
yeah.
like obviously they actually didn't go to Mars.
And the three
Just
boob
like
alien, come on, like that was so forced. They put it in there as lip service to the fans or tit service to the fans, and that was about it. But
I feel like if it wasn't there, you'd have been like, didn't even have the 3 tits.
I totally would have.
Yeah.
I'd be in all caps, be like, "Where the fuck was the alien with the boobs?"
You weren't
Need
gonna-
more
you weren't gonna be
nipples.
happy no matter
I
what.
wasn't. I wasn't at all. And now I saw Top Gun re-released in 3D, and Jurassic Park coming back in 3D.
You ever
know
seen
what
Tim and
they're
Eric?
remaking?
Tim and Eric $1 billion
$1 billion
movie?
movie, yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
ever watch that?
Yeah.
Love that movie. Have you ever seen the Tim and Eric $1 billion movie $1 billion Cut?
Oh my god, so good.
You watched Top
I did-
Gun twice.
You watch it twice.
Incredible.
Have you guys done a screening?
On mushrooms.
No.
No, we didn't.
Did you?
We were sober.
Okay. Now you mentioned that you come up with your best idea. Not your best ideas. Epic Chef was an idea that you came up with when you were stoned, which is great.
No, I wasn't stoned. I was stoned.
Stoned from the A Team. You guys have the A Team in Canada, right? That's the weed delivery service.
Is this like a Seinfeld thing or
It's
something?
like no, it's like EH, like the A Team. It's a thing. We did it. We covered them once. They
What's
exist
A?
in Canada.
Really?
Like A, yeah. They're like they drive a van around and they deliver weed.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. Where do you get yours from? Do you have a medicinal card now? Do you have just a guy that shows up with a duffel bag or a trench coat?
I'm actually just an alcoholic.
Oh, well, that's good. One vice is good.
Yeah.
Were you wiping
Listen,
sweat from your brow?
I might have to go back
Do you
to
not
teaching.
want to talk about it?
I might have to go back to teaching. You know, the internet breaks tomorrow.
Right. You might have to go back to teaching. The 3,000 hours of content that is you swearing, stuffing bacon into your dick hole.
We got all
And-
these bitches.
Yeah, but but I did try marijuana once, so I guess I'm not suitable to be a teacher.
It's true.
Did you our Epic Mealtime groupies, are they actually hot? Do they shave? on
I mean,
average?
like some
what's
of them
the
have
average
pretty
of
sick beards.
Yeah.
Cool gut.
Honestly, 99.99% are fat
They're-
guys with
they-
ponytails.
Sure. That's awesome. You definitely got that locked down.
Yeah.
But what about the female contingent? They must exist.
Yes, they do.
Do you have a code? Do you have a slang term for them? A code term for
Yeah.
them?
Did we tell you about this?
No, I'm asking.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
I swear to God, you didn't. But if you don't want to talk about it, that's
Yeah,
cool. But
I'll tell you.
oh, what do
after.
you got? What do you got? What do you got? Bacon bitches? That's too tame. That's too tame.
Pigs.
Do you really call them
Harley's the master pig slayer.
The pig slayer.
Do you have to go home and apologize to a sweet pig
No,
for that? Or
Josh
no?
sometimes Josh will be like, yeah, you know, man, after the club, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go back to my place, turn it into a slaughterhouse.
Can I tell?
No.
Yes,
Not in
yes, you
detail.
absolutely
No
can.
detail.
You absolutely can. This is an epic podcast. Do we need to save it for round two?
Long story short, a long time ago, maybe like a year ago. We were
Long
on the
story
road.
short, okay, and this is how you're gonna have to
Long story
accept it.
short,
Long story short, they were chanting bacon,
and
that's where it ends.
Yeah.
Let's end it
That's
there.
all I had.
Well, who's they?
They.
They were chanting
Them.
bacon.
They
Them.
were.
They were.
And I was in the other room trying to sleep, and all I hear is bacon, bacon.
I see
And
party
I was
videos like
I
that on
dreaded
RedTube.
that
You know,
shot.
like I'll see frat house gangbang videos on UJizz where people are chanting shit like
That's
that. I'm
us.
like, that never happens. But no, apparently that's just Epic Mealtime doing some work. Due diligence, as they say.
It's a pig pen.
Oh my God. What is the best way for people to find you guys and your shows? What are the links that we should be shouting out here?
YouTube.com/Epic Mealtime.
Love it.
We
Nice
have
and
the
easy.
best cookbook ever on epicmealtime.com. Epic Chef is also on the YouTube.
right.
You could follow Epic Mealtime on Twitter at Epic Mealtime. You could follow me on Twitter at Harley Plays. Rap Superstar.
At Tlemco, Tlemco. Also, I think we should say our website. We blog now.
Yeah, we blog
write
now.
Articles.
It's cool. We write articles and stuff.
Do you have ghostwriters? You guys actually write
No,
it
it's
yourselves?
us. It's us.
Really?
Yeah, it's us.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's
Look
cool.
at that. That'll change. Give that a couple
Yeah.
months and be like, listen, I'm tired of this fucking blog thing. Get some interns in here. Give them a pound of bacon and let them write some
We
shit.
love it. We're like, oh, fuck. I just want to get home and blog something.
You've never
Fuck.
said that.
This
You've never once in
experience.
your life said that.
Food
Will,
jokes.
will there be a blog about this this podcast? What will be the title?
Yeah, Tyler, you're on that.
Yeah, I'll probably write that.
All right. Bring the pigs to the slaughter. Gents, super, super proud. Glad to have you guys here in Los Angeles. Love what you do.
Thank you so much for having
Think
us.
you're doing it
Yes.
right. You're good men. You're clean men.
We're not.
You're the
no.
kind of men. I don't fucking know what I'm saying. Check them out, Epic Mealtime. Check me out on Twitter, K Pereira, Pereira. You can also go to supercreative.tv and see what happens when people spend millions of dollars on branded content and I get to take some of it. So I ain't mad at you, giant media conglomerates of the world. But hey,
Me neither. Shout out to the collective.
But stop bending over YouTube kids, right? Everybody, not collective in general, everybody.
Yeah, send me your contracts, little boys and girls. I'll read that shit for you. Free legal advice. It's the Sauce Boss. You already know what it is.
Dr. Waffle Farts, it's a pleasure to have you
Cinnamon
here.
dick.
Pointless, episode 12. Anything you want to shout out? Because I'm going. No? All right.
Next time.
Supercreative.tv. Bye.
With my flow, so
Such a-
I'm just giving you my show and tell, and keep it running like I ate a bunch of Taco Bell. How am I supposed to make it? How am I supposed to sell when everybody wanna be a Keenan? Where the hell is Kel? I bring the power like a snot rocket. I'm so hot, I need to cool down like Hot Pockets. So you can try to poke your holes, but hater, I'd stop it. You can twist me, you can pull me, but at the end, I bop it.